You know, we're building right behind us. We're building a ballroom. They've wanted a ballroom for 150 years, and I'm giving that honor to this wonderful place. I think we should do it. This was the ballroom, and this room holds 88 people, and the new one will hold 999 people, which is a difference. I say 999 because I didn't want to crack 1,000. I didn't want people to get concerned because that's getting big. But we're going to have we'll have the most beautiful ballroom in the country. It's going up, and for those that are interested, we got to get back to baseball. But you see the gold drapes? That's a knockout panel. We knock it in. You go that comes out, and then you have essentially glass and exactly in the decor of the White House. I didn't know I'd be standing here right now because right on the other side, you have a lot of construction going on, which you might hear periodically. But that's a knockout panel, and that goes right into the ballroom, and the ballroom's going to be beautiful. So you'll have drinks, cocktails, everything on this floor, and then they'll say, "Welcome to dinner." You walk into the ballroom, Mr. Senators, and you're going to see a ballroom the likes of which I don't think it'll be topped. It'll be the finest. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I just started. And it just started today, so that's good luck. We want the same luck that they had and the same talent.
Trump literally destroys everything he touches. I mean, look at this. He is now literally destroying the White House to build his monstrous $250 million ballroom. They originally said that the existing White House would not be interfered with. But look at this. They're ripping off sides of the White House. This is truly unbelievable. This guy can't keep the government open, but he can build a ballroom? Like, what the fuck? People are losing their jobs. People are going to lose their health insurance. People are going to lose their SNAP benefits. This is in the millions. And this is what the President of the United States is doing. Tearing down part of the White House to build a ballroom he likely will never dance in. This is disgusting.
And that's a fact because this ballroom will probably be completed close to when his administration is going to end. So what are we talking about? Hey beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, and all credit goes to the creators in these videos. Guys, in today's video, bulldozers have already started tearing down into one of the most historic parts of the White House, all to make space for a massive 90,000 square foot ballroom. Guys, $250 million. Just think about that for a second. That's not pocket change, guys. It's not $250. That's enough to rebuild entire neighborhoods, schools, or hospitals. And even though it's saying that this money is not coming from the taxpayers' money, it's coming from private funds and private donors or whatever, this is something that can help people. I mean, there's nothing that goes against private donors contributing money to help the American people. I don't think there's a law that that doesn't support that. So this is something that is not helping anybody. I stand to be corrected because it's just a ballroom. It's just a place for parties. It's just a place to hold fancy events. I cannot even picture it. The White House that has stood for more than 2 centuries now being reshaped into something I can call, should I call it a personal palace? Because the East Wing, where first ladies have walked, where history has lived and gone brick by brick. Guys, it looks like American identity is being rewritten, and to spend hundreds of millions just to build a room that says, because it looks like it's trying to say, look what I did, right? And I'm just trying to reason within myself that maybe there's a deeper purpose right behind this, because there are some people that are actually supporting this motion, and I'm like, okay, let me try and look at it from their perspective. And the more I try to look at it, the less I'm seeing, because I'm trying to see, okay, is it about modernization? Is it about giving the White House a new function? But the more I look at it, it's looking more like image. It's not about any function. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's see what these other creators have to say, and let me know if you agree with this.
Trump has demolished the east wing of the White House to build a $250 million ballroom during the government shutdown. Hey man, I tried to tell people, at least in my personal life back in the day, that Trump is Palpatine from Star Wars. Remember, Palpatine got emergency powers during the Clone Wars situation, and he never gave up his power. He became the Emperor. Now, I'm not political. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm just looking around with my eyes open. And people worship Trump. People idolize Trump. And I think he's Darth Sidious. I do. Like, he said things to get people to vote for him and to support him, get the Christians on board, get the conservatives on board. And now he's in, and I don't think he's ever going to leave. And if he does end up leaving, he's just going to transfer his power to someone that he appoints. $250 million. Now, he claims that, all the presidents for 150 years have been trying to build a ballroom, and so they can have, guests from other countries, and they can host them at the White House better instead of having to put a tent in the backyard, essentially. But I don't know, $250 million, that's not the kind of money you spend if you plan on leaving the White House in a few years, right? That's like, this is my house. I'm renovating the joint because I'm going to be here a while. That's that type of spending. Okay? Now, they're saying taxpayer dollars aren't going to be used. He's going to use his own money and money from donors. So you putting your own skin in the game, you ain't giving up that house. At least not without a cost, anyway.
Donald Trump is literally destroying the existing White House to build his $250 million ballroom that he promised us was not going to interfere with the historic old structure. This is what they're doing today. They're literally destroying the White House to build his stupid ballroom. The ballroom's going to be equal to the size of the White House that already exists. That's how gaudy and hideous this is going to be. It's going to double the size of the White House. Let me read you the quote from Trump. It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite. It's my favorite place. I love it. He's tearing it down, guys. This part of the White House, the East Wing, has been around since 1902, traditionally used by first ladies. That's a good 123 years, guys. 123 years of American history that this guy has just destroyed because no one has the backbone to stand up to him and say, stop. It's also a metaphor for our entire country, what he's doing today. He's tearing it down bit by bit, and nobody is saying no.
Guys, this ballroom is supposed to be grand, right? Gold ceilings, marble floors, chandeliers the size of cars, space for almost 1,000 guests. It's meant to be the biggest, the boldest, the flashiest all in Washington. And Trump is saying that it's privately funded and he and his, in quotes, patriotic donors are paying for it. But guys, do you think that makes it okay? And do you think replacing history is good enough? Because tearing down this east wing means more than just removing walls. It means erasing centuries of stories, right? Centuries of history, because every hallway meant something. But now it looks as if it's just being flattened for a space that looks more like a hotel ballroom than a piece of American history. Because how many times in a year, guys, if we are going to be true to ourselves, how many times in a year do you think that ballroom will be used, right? Is it going to be used up to twice in a year? Just think about it, because it just looks like something that is just going to be constructed, something that is just going to be covered up, and is not even going to be used as often, as often. So it just looks like it's going to be a waste of space, guys, waste of architecture, waste of money, guys. What do you think about this in the comment section? Because the White House does not belong to just one person. It belongs to the people. It belongs to the history of America. Because presidents come, presidents go. And this building is supposed to remain as a symbol of stability, integrity, and respect. But now, I don't understand what is going on. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's see what the other creators have to say.
So what do you do after you shut down the US government for 20 days and counting? You start tearing down the people's house to build your $250 million ballroom that absolutely no one wants. You start tearing down the people's house during a government shutdown as US soldiers are standing in line for food banks because they can't afford food. You start tearing down the people's house. I had a visceral reaction seeing this. Anger doesn't put it into words seeing this. This is what you voted for, America. You're getting everything you voted for and more.
Some of y'all are a bunch of big crybabies. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you. Yesterday, this photo was released of the demolition of the East Portico at the White House. This is where they are going to be putting the new ballroom. But this photo alone has made so many of y'all with TDS absolutely lose your minds. The biggest sufferer from TDS, Gavin Newsom, posted this saying, "Ripping apart the White House just like he's ripping apart the Constitution." Huh? Do y'all think the White House just showed up like that? That it's just always looked that way? Because a simple Google search or a Wikipedia search will tell you otherwise, okay? Teddy Roosevelt built the West Wing. Taft made the executive office oval. FDR added the entire East Wing, and that's where this ballroom is gonna go. He also included an indoor pool. Truman gutted the entire White House. Nixon added a bowling alley. Barack Obama added a basketball court, and I remember when that happened and everybody thought it was cute and fine. And Trump is doing the most Trumpian thing possible and adding a ballroom. Yeah, everything is going to be perfectly fine. This ballroom is about to be awesome. Now, when we have people from other countries come over here for state dinners, we don't have to put them in a tent in the yard. It's going to be fine. God bless Donald Trump and God bless America.
There you have some people that actually support this motion, because I keep thinking about all the problems that Americans are facing, from high prices to homelessness to struggling families to broken systems. Now imagine what $250 million will do out there. But instead, in the midst of this government shutdown, it's going to chandeliers and marble pillars into a ballroom that barely anyone outside the elite would ever step into. It just feels like priorities are upside down. Like the people at the top are living in a different world entirely, and the people below are just left to just fend for themselves. Okay, guys, what do you think in the comment section? Because one day the ballroom lights will dim, the music will stop, even the applause will fade. But remember that people will only remember what it costs, guys, not just in money but in meaning, because history is not something you build, it's something you protect. And I think that the history that has been protected all these years has just been torn down, because I don't know how much history this new ballroom is going to hold. Because is it going to be open every day of the year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. I really want to hear from you. And if I found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.